So, are you ready to buy or lease a new car and absolutely dreading the negotiation involved? If that's you, you are not alone. Car negotiations are notoriously painful. People stay up at night worrying about them. Today, I'm going to share with you a radically different way to negotiate a deal on your car that will be the best deal you ever get. So as many of you know, I've taught a semester-length negotiation class for more than 20 years. And in that class, I'd like to think I offer tips and advice and skills that will be useful for law students throughout their entire career and practice. But here is the sad and true reality. If there is one thing that students come back to me years later and say they remember, it's my advice for buying a car. So today I am sharing that advice with you in the hope that you will never have to negotiate in a car dealership again. So let's start with the first step. And it's really just identifying the car that you want to buy. And there's nothing fancy about this. It's going around and test driving cars. And when you do this test drive, you commit to yourself that even if you love the car, you are not going to engage in a conversation with a car dealer afterwards. Car dealers are trained to give you the test drive and then have you come in and start talking. You must pre-commit that you will not do that. So here's how I do this. When I go into a car dealership, I say I'm shopping around for a bunch of cars today and I want to test drive one of yours. I want to let you know in advance I'm not making a deal today, but at the end of the day, I will know which car I want to buy. Okay, so once you've selected the car, then you're going to do something different. You're going to go to a website called fightingchance.com. At this site, you can buy for, I believe it's $40, an information sheet about the car you're interested in. This information sheet will tell you everything about the car, all of the option packages, the manufacturer suggested retail price, the invoice price that the dealer actually pays, and that's because the dealer is obviously paying less to the manufacturer for the car than the sales price of the car. But the other thing you'll also learn is that in different regions of the country, sometimes there's a surcharge that dealers have to pay for advertising, and you will learn how much that is. In addition, you'll get information about something called a manufacturer's holdback. Basically, what that means is that it allows a dealer to show you an invoice price, but in fact, the dealer has even paid less than that. Now, why are you getting all this information? The reason why is one of the challenges in typical negotiations over car sales or leases is that there are very big information asymmetries. And by getting all of this information, you are narrowing those information asymmetries. It is no longer the case that the dealer has more information than you. Once you have gathered this information, you are going to identify 5 to 7 local car dealers of the brand that you are looking to purchase. So what I did is in 2022, I identified 7 local Jeep dealers. And then I put together a letter. And what this letter basically said is, I am committed to buying a Jeep Cherokee. I gave the specific color, brand, and options. In the letter, I indicated that I knew what the manufacturer's suggested retail price was, the invoice price, and that I was aware of the amounts of dealer holdback and advertising. And I put all of this information in the letter. And then I said, I am sending this note to you and 6 other Jeep dealerships in the local area. I am accepting bids by a date certain. And in my case, I picked right before Memorial Day. I basically said, I will accept the lowest bid, and I will come in on a date certain and make the transaction. I did not provide my phone number because I didn't want phone calls. I provided an email. So what I have done there is really turned the car dealer negotiation on its head. Because usually the car dealer has all the power. What do I mean by that? Well, they have the information. You don't. You have to drive from dealership to dealership to dealership. They can just sit there. They can play tricks like good cop, bad cop. But suddenly, in this case, what I have done is turn this into an auction. I have said, I have as much information as you. I am going to give the winner a sale, and it's going to be hassle-free for you and for me. Now, why does this tend to work? It tends to work because large volume dealerships usually will get a bonus from the manufacturer if they make a marginal extra sale. Not only will they get a bonus from the manufacturer, but often their ability to get cars off the lot increases their ability to get new cars on the lot from the manufacturer. And so what I'm betting is that there's at least 2 or 3 or maybe 4 of those dealerships that are prepared to make no money and sometimes even lose money for the bonus of getting a marginal extra sale. And so one of the other things I want to be doing here is timing my auction at the right moment. So typically, dealers are trying to make additional sales at the end of the month. Moreover, if you're timing it around a holiday, like July 4th, or Memorial Day, or Labor Day, or President's Day weekend, usually manufacturers have special incentives to get dealers to make sales at that time. So in my case, for my Jeep Cherokee, I timed it around Memorial Day. So after setting the deadline, you could basically sit back and wait for your offers. So I can report to you that at the end of May 2022, at a time when there was not a lot of inventory for new cars, I got an incredible deal for my Jeep Cherokee. I can also tell you that I have used this method for 6 other cars previously. I tend to lease my cars in 3-year increments. And it has never been the case that this approach doesn't work. And sometimes I have actually paid below invoice. So one caveat on this, the one time this will not work is if you are looking for a model that is extremely popular that a dealer cannot keep on their lot. I want to tell you though, that is extremely rare. For cars like Volkswagens or Toyotas or Hondas or Hyundais or yes, my Jeep, this is an incredibly effective way to purchase a car. And so I basically walk in, meet the dealer, look at the car, and sign the papers. So let's recap. You are never going into a car dealership again to negotiate with a slimy car dealer. Instead, you are going to transform your car negotiation into an auction where the dealers are bidding on you and you are sitting back and waiting for email offers. The way you do this is, first, pick the car you want with all the options. Secondly, go to fightingchance.com and spend the smartest $40 of your life to get all the information to level the informational differences between you and the dealer. Third, identify 5 to 7 local dealers of that brand and put together a letter inviting them to send you bids by a deadline on the car that you want. Then sit back and wait for the offers to come in. When you get them, pick the best one, go in, meet the dealer, and you're done. So if you want to learn more about how to negotiate when the other side seems to have more power, stay tuned for this next video. Also, before you go, please be sure to like this video, ring the bell so you get notifications whenever I drop a new video, and if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate that. Keep on watching, click, click.